A group of seasoned hikers decided to challenge themselves by trekking a remote trail in the Appalachian Mountains. On their second night, they stumbled upon a lone campsite that seemed abandoned, yet a tent stood intact, and a fire was freshly extinguished. Puzzled, they assumed the owner would return soon and continued hiking. However, as night fell, they heard faint whispers and footsteps circling their own camp. Thinking it was wildlife, they tried to ignore it, but the sounds grew closer. One hiker, David, ventured out to investigate, but returned pale and trembling, muttering about a man with no eyes. The next morning, they packed hurriedly, only to find the abandoned campsite now destroyed, with claw marks on the tent. Local rangers later told them about a hermit who vanished in the woods decades ago, rumored to haunt the area in search of trespassers. Emily and her younger brother Josh took a popular trail in the Rockies for a day hike. Midway through their trek, they noticed strange carvings on the tree symbols that resembled arrows but pointed in conflicting directions. Thinking it was a prank, they ignored it until the sun began setting, and they realized they had been walking in circles. Suddenly, the trail ahead seemed to stretch endlessly, and the landmarks they remembered from earlier were nowhere to be seen. As panic set in, they heard faint laughter echoing through the woods. Josh claimed to see a shadowy figure darting between the trees. Hours later, exhausted and frightened, they stumbled upon a clearing where an old man warned them to never follow the laughing trail. He disappeared before they could respond. When they finally found their way back, locals told them about hikers who vanished on that same path, leaving behind carvings as warnings. On a summer evening, a group of friends hiked up to a scenic cliff overlooking a lake. As they settled down to enjoy the sunset, they noticed a figure standing at the edge of the cliff, staring out at the horizon. The figure didn't move, even when the group called out. Thinking it was someone enjoying the view, they paid little attention. However, as darkness fell, they noticed the figure was still there, motionless. When they decided to approach, the figure vanished, and the air grew icy cold. Suddenly, one of the friends screamed, claiming she felt someone push her toward the cliff's edge. Terrified, they scrambled back to their campsite. The next morning, they learned from a park ranger that a young man had fallen to his death at that spot years ago. Since then, several hikers have reported encounters with his ghost, who is said to watch and push